On Tuesday of this week, the Obama administration finalized groundbreaking standards that will increase fuel economy to the equivalent of 54.5 miles per gallon for cars and light-duty trucks by model year 2025. These rules were established jointly by the Environmental Protection Agency and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration after being initially proposed in November of 2011. The rules announced Tuesday are applied to vehicles produced from model year 2017 through 2025. It's estimated that these new rules will create up to 21,000 jobs by 2030. And finally, the new standards are not only achievable, but they're in our country's best interest. The same Pew poll found that 91% of Americans identify U.S. dependence on foreign oil as a threat to our national security and believe that adopting stronger fuel economy standards is the best way to lessen that dependence.
Surely we expect to see more electrification of the automobile. Electrification will be used more in auxiliary systems, and we should see more in propulsion. We will see more hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and pure electric vehicles. But we know that these technologies will remain more expensive for some time. That is why most of the fuel savings in the near term will come from more conventional but highly optimized and computerized drivetrains. Consider that over the past few years, practically all cars have switched to complex fuel-saving components such as electric power steering, electronically controlled throttles, and mechatronic computer-controlled transmissions with 6 or more gears. There have been advancements in aerodynamics, weight savings, and better tires. Additionally, more advanced vehicles have direct injection combustion systems, and with turbocharging, the average engine displacement may drop by a third. Another important technology is alternative fuels. In addition to familiar biofuels, it will be exciting to see if domestic natural gas can be deployed on a much larger scale.
More and more of our consumers are coming in and asking for just fuel-efficient cars. On our Toyota side, we sell an average of 50 to 60 Priuses a month, and they have that's for all 3 trim levels, and we're waiting on the Prius C, which should arrive in the Chicago area, which is a plug-in. Should be out sometime next couple months, along with the electric plug-in RAV4. More and more people are really looking for gas savers. The days of the cars going out, 10, 15 miles a gallon really don't exist anymore. Even the big SUVs are getting over 20. So hopefully it's going to get better.
These new rules we're talking about today will help eliminate 270 million tons of carbon dioxide pollution. That's a substantial amount of pollution, and the evidence is there. We are irreparably damaging our environment, and these are steps we must take now if we want to change the long-term outcome.
Great find in energy is not in the Gulf. It's not in Alaska. It's not the tar sands. It's not coal. It is conservation. It is the greatest opportunity for energy that this country has in our lifetime. So when the president talked in his last campaign about this, he did a great comparison. He talked about the energy conservation and our reduction and dependence on foreign oil. And he called it a 3-legged stool. He talked about the fact that it makes us safer. It reduces our national security burdens. He talked about how it would help us in our economy, in our standing, and making us competitive on a worldwide basis. And he talked about the environment and also the effective health care reduction cost of actually reducing greenhouse gases. It's not just global warming. We have to remember that we live in the Chicagoland area, which is the morbidity and mortality capital of the United States for asthma. And a lot of this has to do with the ozone alerts that you've experienced this summer. So we're not going to solve it in those traditional older ways. We're not going to drill our way out of this issue. It's going to be about improving our mass transit. It's about improving corporate average fuel economy of our cars and alternative energy. Lest we forget, the countries that we're competing with in this world, they're not shying away from that. We're lagging behind the rest of the world on corporate average fuel economy. We're lagging behind the growth in transit programs that exist in the rest of the world. And India and China are investing far more than we are on alternative energy sources. So that's what we're focused on. In the end, this will save about $1.7 trillion at the pump. It'll reduce U.S. consumption by 12 billion barrels. It'll cut greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2025. So this is the way we have to go. The course is ours. And I think it's pretty clear that this is an accessible, there's no easy way to deal with this. But in closing, there is a cost to carbon, right? There's no such thing as clean coal. It's either creating moonscapes in Wyoming or blowing the tops off of mountains in the east. Our pipelines have had several major problems, not the least of which nearby in Michigan, or contaminating the Yellowstone River. We all know what happened in the Gulf of Mexico in our lifetime, the greatest environmental catastrophe that we've faced. In the interim, this is a winner in at least 3 ways, and it's something that we need to continue to do. I appreciate the President's efforts, and I look forward to working with the automakers to make this a reality. Thank you.